Welcome back here to beautiful Dubbo with the sun shining up around about 27 degrees. It is warm and there's also a bit of wind floating around for the Junior State Cup Northern Conference. This is the 14 boys division. The Doyleson Dragons taking on the Port Makos. James Preston with you in commentary, and alongside me is the CEO of New South Wales Touch Football, Dean Russell. Dean, a very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, James. Beautiful weather out here at Dubbo, and the fields are picturesque.
Certainly are. All that early morning dew has transpired, removed off the ground. Conditions are perfect for a bit of footy, and it is the Doyleson Dragons who will get first use of the ball. And they are one of the red-hot sides in this particular division, Dean.
Yeah, this particular division, there are a lot of really good players spread across all the teams. Doyleson performing really well at their local junior levels, and one of the teams to watch.
We'll get to watch them straight away here from the onset. 25 minutes on the clock, no half-time breaks, and of course the two sides changing ends when a try is scored. First use of the ball here with Doyleson through Jed McDonald as they come back to the middle of the field, stepping off the right foot. Still alive here through Fodu Moala. Now played inside the 7, Fodu Moala. Good footwork, just couldn't evade the final touch there though. Good defence from Port Macquarie.
Yeah, it was good defence. They were trying a little dink play back on the inside there, but they just got their lines wrong, and that'll be something that the coaches will want to work off when they come to the sideline.
And unfortunately for the Makos, very early on in the set, they've turned over possession, so a really good opportunity for the first points of the match to come the way of the Doyleson Dragons. Straight away, they go on the attack. Gristwood back here to Wallace. Wallace slows it at the 7. Gristwood now Fodu Moala. Fodu Moala getting very close. In fact, he's gone better than that. It's try time for the Doyleson Dragons.
Yeah, that was a really good play there. They just used their foot speed to get on the outside of their defensive opposition. But really good work from Cade McKay on the outside. He ran a really good line, which made sure that his link had to stay with him and couldn't come down and make the touch. And so it's really important for the juniors to understand the support play, running the right lines, and the opportunities that's going to create.
Well, they're far too much of a good team to offer them that kind of field position. So Port Macquarie will have to be careful moving forward when working away from their own end. So they feign to go for the short play instead, straight out of acting half and into the backfield, popping the ball over the top, and a great contortion of the body to get it to ground. They'll just confer there. In fact, there was a touch in time, so good defence from Hunter Simpson.
Yeah, there's that pass went a little bit too high, so it took a bit of time to get the ball to the ground, allowed the defence to get across and make that touch.
So Doyleson survive and can now work it away from their own end. They are in cruise control at the moment, leading 1-0. Port Macquarie slowly easing their way into the contest. Doyleson have had a rapid start to it though. Simpson out of acting half and now supplying for Gristwood. Further on they promoted McDonald. Wider still now to McKay. Played on the 7. Last touch now. Oh, Fodu Moala, what a ball that is. And right through the middle goes Billy McDonald.
Yeah, I was just going to say there, when they went around to the right-hand side of the field, they were running across field rather than straightening the attack. But when they came back to the left, they straightened the attack. They hit a really good line there, just running an in-line, and pays dividends when you go direct.
Certainly does, and so far all the dividends are falling the way of the Doyleson Dragons. 2-0 they lead early on in this contest against the Port Macquarie Makos as Blaze Martin crabs across field, looking for some sort of support here. Now Rowlett. Rowlett still crabbing in an acting half. They feign to link up. They've done this a couple of times so far, but on this occasion they're caught out, of course, in touch football. You cannot be caught from dummy half, otherwise it is a changeover, Dean Russell.
Exactly right. A little play where they sneak behind the runner coming close to the ruck, run around behind him, try and get a rooster play by Berserk, and then try to look to create that opportunity. But the defence there from the Doyleson Dragons was up to it and weren't fooled at all.
Change over here as well with an incorrect play the ball, so Port Macquarie get a chance to work it away from their own end.
Yeah, no, they've just picked up a penalty there that the substitutions were incorrect, so that's why they've brought the ball forward to that 10-metre mark and given the penalty for Port Macquarie now into the red zone.
I think that one's going to go against Paul Macquarie here. Yes, no hand on the ball. That was all just loose possession from the Makos as they head towards the sideline now, the Doyleson Dragons. They're very good club wide in terms of their subsets, getting that transition rolling quite smoothly. You can see it here once again as Gristwood plays it. Beautiful flick up as well from Simpson. And Fodu Moala continues things. They've got them backpedaling all the way through. Nearly a clutch ankle tap just at the death there from Joey Thompson.
Yeah, they come from the club who you could argue have the best subset in the game with their men's Premier League team under the coach of Carly Banks. And Carly has a lot to do with the Doyleson Touch Association and the juniors. She's not just their Premier League coach. And you can see that transition coming on the field, that pace, swinging wide and trying to catch the defence short.
Well, it's very reminiscent of the style that's been employed over at the Penrith Panthers, of course. They seem to play the exact same way no matter what grade, what division. Very similar structure for the Doyleson Dragons as well. Last play here for Port Macquarie. Gordon picks it up, finds some support in the form of Riches, but they get him in time. Nice touch coming across from Ryder Clark.
Yeah, good defence once again from Doyleson. They look a well-drilled team. If I was the Port Macquarie coach, there's one thing I would try and get them to do is to be a bit stronger in the ruck. They just look like they're getting a little bit out-muscled at the moment by the Doyleson defenders. So you're a little bit stronger in the ruck, get a cleaner roll ball away to allow the attack to flow out of that.
Here is McGeorge playing it. Simpson flicks it up, continues the attack here. McDonald, one of the try scorers. Through they go. Nowhere near making the touch. McKay really does live up to his first name as the Jet, and he zooms through them.
Yeah, and once again, that came off the back of a subset. They drilled the ball to the sideline. They got their sweeping substitutes coming on at pace, swinging wide, and just running into holes.
So really good position here for the Doyleson Dragons. Nice and early in this one. Only about 6 minutes gone. They lead 3 tries to nil. Port Macquarie with oodles of work to do.
Port Macquarie haven't looked too bad. It's just the Doyleson defence. Yeah, good to call there for the referee, calling the 3 out there. McKay, he was offside. But Port Macquarie, as I was saying, they haven't looked too bad. We've just got to strengthen up here in the ruck. Here's an opportunity as they go.
Well, it is Walters who's come very close, but the touch comes in there from Thomas McGeorge. Back to the 7 they'll have to go.
He might have picked up a little bit of a cork there, Walters. It's just a collision on the line, trying to score the touchdown and trying to prevent the touchdown.
Gleeson is caught on the last. A changeover. They survive once again here, the Doyleson Dragons. They did ask a few questions there, Port Macquarie, but all the answers supplied from the Dragons. They head towards the sideline and unleash down the sideline. Here comes Simpson. Simpson getting very close to that sideline, also close to getting away, but good cover there from Gleeson as they head back towards the middle. Gristwood plays it. Simpson and now Wallace. Wallace nice and straight. Fodu Moala. Fodu Moala once more tears them apart. Simpson goes in. There's no one saying dull about that one.
Yeah, they're going to have to really tighten up on Fodu Moala there. He has been in sensational form in the early part of this game. Every time he's got the ball, he's looked dangerous. Doesn't matter whether he's in the attacking zone or coming off his own line. He's always creating an opportunity.
So Doyleson Dragons 4 tries to nil after around 7 or 8 minutes of play. They've been very strong to begin this one. Port Macquarie, you fancy already need to be next to score just to try and keep touch with the scoreline here. Gordon receives it out of acting half. And now away to Rowlett. Rowlett encroaching on that 7-metre mark. Good pressure. Stepping up into the line was Nash Wallace. But he's been called offside here. So touch and go. Referees are on the spot though. Now we'll get another set to work with here. Port Macquarie just slowing things down a little bit here. Thompson promotes it further here to Schmood. Schmood drops it down here as Thompson at pace. Lovely cut-out pass. That's beautiful work there from Joey Thompson. And they managed to go in through Oakshott.
Yeah, and you called for it there, James. You said that Port Macquarie had to be the next to score, and they've answered back exactly with that call. It was a really well set up play. They sent the sweepers around to the right-hand side of the field. They then dumped the ball. Look back to the left, a nice long ball out to the wing, and they score in the corner to put themselves back in the contest.
So margin cut to 3, 4-1 in favour of the Doyleson Dragons. As McKay is back out there. Good pressure in defence. McKay wrapping around once more, trying to work for that overlap. Back he turns it to Ryder Clark. McKay, lovely cut-out pass. I don't think they've got there in time. They went to ground very quickly. I think you might see another try here for the Doyleson Dragons. Yes, it's all clear, 5-1.
Yeah, the referees converse over there. Little winger out there, he chased across, he got the touch, but unfortunately the ball was already on the ground, and that's another touchdown for Doyleson. I'll tell you what I am impressed with, James. They're doing it pretty easily out here, but the coach on the sideline for Doyleson, very calm and relaxed, but when his players are coming off, he's just getting them together and giving them more instruction about what he wants them to see doing.
So far, he must be pretty happy with what he's seen. His side is in the lead by 4 as McKay steps up to make the touch. And now it's worked away here through Gleeson. Ritchie's drops it off last play now. Hudson still an option through the middle. Oh, nice little run there though from Walters, who tried to evade all the touches. He's earned his side another set to work with here though.
Yeah, the referee played good advantage there, and when he didn't get through, gave the penalty. Gleeson
slows it down. Just toying with their opposition here. They're looking to work for that 7-metre penalty. Of course, if the defensive line doesn't come up to that dotted line that you're seeing on your screens, that results in a penalty being blown. You get a quick succession of those and someone will be sat down. Here is Gleeson now. Gleeson, the fancy footwork, so fancy, he's fooled himself.
Yeah, he was trying to change his pace there, and unfortunately just tripped himself up, and referee's picked up an incorrect roll ball there, so it's a change over to Doyleson now.
Well, Dean, I've always been quite interested in doing ice skating. That's exactly why I don't. That's how I'd look if I hopped up there on the skates.
Yeah, I can do most sports, but I am a little bit of a Bambi when it does come to the ice skating.
So here comes McKay, and now Simpson popping in at acting half. A nice little step away there from Gristwood. Quick hands on now to McDonald. Fodu Muala is back out there. He's a danger man for them. Caught about 10 shy of the try line.
Yeah, a little bit disjointed that time on their box play, bringing the players on. They just kind of got in their way as they were running through, and there's a mistake now from Doyleson.
Well, that's a continuation there. You're talking about a bit of disjointment, but also give some credit to the Port Macquarie defensive line too. They rushed up and in, just forced the hand a little bit there from the Dragons.
Yeah, put pressure on them, took time away from them, didn't just roll back to their own line, which is what caught them out in the first couple of touchdowns they allowed in. So good adjustment by the team, and no doubt by the coaching staff.
Well, that one could have gone either way. That roll ball was very messy there from Martin, but play on is the call. Gordon now in at acting half, has Martin in support. Eventually uses him. I think that might be touch pass though, and they get the touch regardless. So good diving effort there from Gristwood to close it down just in case it was play on.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been caught out that time, but adjusted, turned his body in and made the diving touch to save the touchdown.
Touch made there from Schmood. Fodu Muala up over halfway now. Nice driving run as the reinforcements arrive. McGeorge. Here's Simpson. And now Wallace. Wallace, good meters. Last play. Here's McKay. McKay diving into the in goal, and the floating pass over the top. Hunter Simpson just unable to collect it.
Yeah, it was a really good setup. Again, they are causing all sorts of havoc with the defence when they do come off that sweeping play, off the subset. But you'll notice that time with Port Macquarie, where the previous time they came forward to try and shut down time and space, this time they rolled back and caught themselves out.
So Knight with a run there for the Makos as they head towards their subs box. Still driving upfield. Good touch made from Wallace. We've had about 13 minutes of play, so into the second part of this match. Good ball back on the inside. Nice recycling of the footy. Unfortunately for the Makos, though, no result, and then a touch pass, so change over here.
Yeah, unfortunate there. They were trying to create something. They're behind on the scoreboard. They do need to create opportunities. They just tried something there, and unfortunately, just the pass was a fraction late. Really good decision from the referee to pick that one up.
It's McGeorge with the run, and now followed up by Mackay. Further forward they march with Clark. Clark with a nice little roll ball. Fodu Moala, lovely long pass here. Mackay once again. Oh, he's split them, has he? Just on the outside. The big dummy came in. No, they did enough in the link position. Good scramble. Last play now for the Doyleson Dragons. Fodu Moala, quick hands. They've got them backpedaling. They won't need the extra support, will they? I think they've stood tall here. Yes. Touch is made.
Yeah, a couple of great defensive efforts there from Port Macquarie. That last one there by Eli Hudson coming in and making that touch. But the play before on the other side of the field from Joey Thompson, chasing down the long striding Doyleson attack and was able to save a touchdown.
So up to halfway now come the Makos. Still with plenty of work to do. They are down by 4, 5-1. Doyleson Dragons leading if you're just joining us. Port Macquarie in the blue and black outfit. The ball is here with Riches. Drops it down. Now comes Blaze Martin. Blaze looking to blaze his own trail, so to speak. Continuing to pop the pass here. That's definitely going to be after the touch was enacted. So change over here in favour of the Doyleson Dragons. So they remain in cruise control, working away from their own end. As Clark plays it, and they head towards the sideline. Once more, a very smooth transition here. You can see all the players onto the pitch as the drive continues through McGeorge. Now Mackay. Mackay short side. Oh, that's very sneaky. It's nearly come up trumps for him.
And once again, Eli Hudson there on the wing, making a great touch.
So Mackay slumming it down. Oh, he threatened to go bang off the left foot. Instead, a big semicircle. Dummies once, still alive here for them. Barton, back to Mackay. Mackay off the right foot. Once more showing it. And nearly evading the touch, but it was good play there from Arthur Schmood, who stepped up and made the touch in the end.
I'll tell you one thing, they must feed them well at Doyleson. They've got a couple of real tall timbers out there playing, which is an advantage with their long arms and long levers to be able to throw the ball long or take those high passes.
Well, Dean, I know you've frequented the Doyle. They've got great chicken schnitzel there, so it makes complete sense to me that they're a little bit taller than a lot of kids their age. As the touch comes in here from McGeorge. I thought that might have been an offside play there from McDonald. Play on is the call instead. The flick pass comes out. I know you're a big fan of those. When they count, I think on that occasion that was actually worthy of a flick pass.
I would give that a tick. It was a very nice play there. Great skill, that little flick pass. Had the defence looking one way with his eyes and just flicked it out the back and it hit the mark.
So Mackay rifles it from left to right. And now McDonald hopping in at acting half. Touch is made here from Oakshott, the sole try scorer so far for the Port Macquarie Makos. And they're really moving at pace in this particular set. Here is Cade Mackay, one of the two Mackay boys. Now Fodu Moala. Fodu Moala, oh, splits them. Looking for support. He can't score himself, of course, from acting half. Eventually pops the pass. It's just a little too far in front of Ethan West. Perhaps it should have been a further east.
Yeah, it's some really good work then once again from Fodu Moala. But just lacking support play. Give credit to Port Macquarie defence. They didn't let their players get away from them defensively. They were able to mount the pressure air, and unfortunately, Fodu Moala could not find a mark to get the ball down.
So about 8 minutes remaining, and there's a real miscommunication there from Port Macquarie. Changeover it is, 10 metres into enemy territory.
Yeah, that's what we call those coach killers in the game. They've been under pressure. They've really defended well, Port Macquarie. They're trying their hearts out down here defensively. They get the opportunity to move the ball downfield and a quick turnover.
Here is Fodu Moala hopping in at acting half as they scoot around the outside with Gristwood. Gristwood linking up with Mackay. Another touch here from the Makos. That'll do it. Change over here once more.
Yeah, late pass that time. Referees have had a pretty good game in this time slot. They're right on everything.
I must say they've been pretty exceptional across the entire morning. I've seen a lot of good calls, especially from our sideline officials, I must say. We do have beautiful markings here, so you can definitely see when the foot is going into touch. Not too many blue boots floating around out there.
Yeah, the council and have done a tremendous job with the way they've prepared the venue out here, and no doubt that's coming up a treat on your screens at home.
And a big shout out to Dubbo Council for hosting the Junior State Cup Northern Conference for 2023. It's been a little while since we've been able to put on the Northern Conference as well.
Yeah, we've had a bit of bad luck weather-wise, but certainly the conditions we've got here today are fantastic for play, and it's predicted to be this way for the rest of the weekend.
Perfect conditions for footy as the Makos head up towards the Doyleson Dragons try line. Still a few plays left in the set. Schmood comes away with it. Last play now. Gleeson provides short here. Gordon at pace. Gleeson still an option. Oh, they tracked well. However, there were a few offside players, so referees playing advantage. Back to that 7-metre mark with a full set to play with. Gleeson touches it. Now looks for Gordon. I'll slow things down here. Bit of patience about their play. Last time we saw them with a concerted approach. Resulted in a try for Oakshott. They drop it inside the 7. Short ball for Gleeson. Nearly opening up there. There was certainly a passage wider still if they wanted to opt for the big bomb over the top.
Yeah, just a learning lesson here for them. They probably want to, when they're playing that strike, oh, that's down for mine.
I think that's through.
The referee's going to call that as well.
Absolutely. It was Ryder Clark who was just caught shy of the try line. Immediately they ran at him, and it's reaped dividends. 5-2. Port Macquarie Makos reduced that margin. Yeah,
and really good low dive too. Like sometimes the youth and the juniors can dive high, what we call high in the air. But young Rafferty Gordon there got his body down low and he slid the ball over the line to make it more difficult for the defenders to get down there. And once again, the referee's right on the spot. Great decision.
So coming inside the final 5 minutes here between these two teams. It's not quite done with yet for the Doyleson Dragons. They lead by 3. There is enough time if Port Macquarie is good enough. We certainly know their opposition is a hard team to beat as Fodu Moala supplies a perfect pass from right to left, 20 metres, rifled into the waiting arms of Hunter Simpson, who hunts himself a try.
He has got this game on a string and in the palm of his hands, hasn't he? He's just had an exceptionally talented game, and everything he's turned has turned to gold.
So 6-2 here. With time very quickly running out, I think that might do it here for the Doyleson Dragons. They'll be tough to beat from this point. Port Macquarie certainly won't take their foot off the accelerator, though. So they come forward here through Blaze Martin. A little bit of miscommunication in that play. It broke down just a touch. Now with Richards. Richards crabbing across field. Fodu Moala comes out to make the touch. I thought, oh, geez, that really could have gone either way for mine. I thought there might have been a stray boot there from Fodu Moala.
Yeah, look, it could have been in there, but it's one of those 50-50s. And again, that's what we talk about being strong in the ruck. If you're strong in the ruck, you keep the defender out of that zone there, and you get a cleaner play the ball.
Well, here he is now, Fodu Moala, up over halfway. Good pressure in defence, though, from Blaze Martin. As McKay is back out there. Jet McKay turning it back towards the middle. Picks it up with a one-hand, great skill into the in-goal area. McKay pops the little pass. I think they've ruled it forward, though.
No, he's made the touch. That was the last touch, and the touch defenders got into the ruck there, and they made the touch. And now good drive out there from Port Macquarie.
Nice run here from Port and followed up from Blaze Martin all the way up towards halfway within 2 touches, and now further still. So midway through the count, good meters on display, but that's a bit of a coach killer. They've left it behind, and Adam Simpson, in fact, should I say Simon Martin, won't be particularly pleased about that one.
Yeah, look, again, like that was probably nearly their best set, the way they drove the ball down the field. They're making 10 metres on every drive. And again, just not strong enough in the ruck, and that's something the coach will have to work on. Got pushed off the ruck.
Here goes McKay finding a passage down the sideline. He linked up with Simpson again. Those two have caused all sorts of problems. Sorry, Dean, got a little bit excited there for me.
No, that's all good. They look like scoring down the right-hand side there, but referee Ben Harris, he's right on the spot again, saw that last pass go forward. And what I was saying is that Port Macquarie are driving the ball really well, but they've just got to be stronger in the ruck, and they're just being a little bit out-muscled by Doyleson, and that was what happened. Good dummy there, and that's what happened in that previous set.
Well, if that dummy was any bigger, I think you and I would have fallen off the scaffolding here thinking the ball's still coming this way. It's an enormous swing with the arms.
Well,
I think Fodu Moala might be in a bit of trouble here too.
Yep, forced sub. He must have said something to the referee, and that, unfortunately, he's had such a good game. He doesn't want to do anything stupid here, the young lad.
So out to Schmood as Jet McKay comes back on in place of Fodu. Now slow it down here through Blaze Martin. Picked up. That attack once more. Almost thought he was going to put a little grubber in just for a moment there.
Yeah, look, and I thought he probably should have gone short then to Martin. I thought that might have been a better option, but it was still on out wide, and just unfortunately just not coming together for Port Macquarie at the moment.
So with only about a minute left, it is the Doyleson Dragons in a commanding position here, 6-2. And they've worked another penalty here. Schmood ruled to have engaged in some forceful contact. Of course, a little bit of contact is fine. It's just if it goes above and beyond the necessary requirements, referees will ping them for it. Fodu is back out there now. Thought that was forward for short. No, play on is the call after the juggle. Now drop it right on that 7-metre mark. Here comes McGeorge. McGeorge off the left foot, diving for the try line. They stood tall and made the touch, though.
Yeah, good defence from Gordon there. Didn't get sucked into the half rooster play that Doyleson tried to put on. Chance now for Port Macquarie to again drive down the field. There's a penalty here. They've just, again, the referee called for the ball to be given back, and Doyleson just threw it a little bit away. And last couple of minutes, a little bit of undisciplined play, which is unfortunate. They've been so disciplined in all aspects of their game so far. That's one thing their coach will probably want to talk to them about.
Well, this will be the last play of the match. Makos looking to keep it alive. Martin flings it long. Oh, the intercept was on there for Hunter Simpson. He just couldn't reel it in, but at full time, a pretty dominant performance there from the Doyleson Dragons in the 14 boys division. 6-2 over Port Macquarie. And up next, we move to the 18 girls division. This one should be a really enticing fixture as well. Can't wait for all the action. That's going to be coming your way in about 5 minutes' time, right here on New South Wales Touch Football and Bar TV.